Yo guys, what is going on? It is the Train of Rick back for another video, and as you can tell, this is not a Lego train video, this is a N-scale train video, as a little bit of a change of pace from what I usually do. So, as you can see here, this is my new N-scale shelf layout. If you guys saw my little teaser video I came out with on Saturday, or Sunday last week, I think it was, you saw this shelf layout, but it had my Lego trains on it. Turns out Lego trains and N-scale trains have a very similar radius. But anyway, let's get right into the video. But before we get started, be sure to go check out my new website I have created, specifically for my train layout. I used Google Sites, so I will have a link to that in the description down below. The website is not a complete version, so be aware of that. I'm still adding things to the website, including videos like this one, and layout updates, as well as a inventory of all of my rolling stock. So be sure to go check that link out. It'll be in the description, first thing you see. But, without further ado, let's get right into the video. So as you guys can see here, this is my Santa Fe B40-8W, or -840BW, depending on what kind of person you are, in BNSF paint, pulling a very nice pig train here. Sorry about that. But, I put together this little train just to show you guys. The layout is obviously a very work in progress right now. As you can tell, it's still just the wood top. I would like to continue doing updates for this layout as I'm available to, which hopefully will be quite a lot in the upcoming future. So, let me get started into a little bit of an intro to the whole idea of my railroad and this layout. So basically, about 3 months ago, I was playing with my trains in our basement, and I had an Illinois Central ST70 that I would use. I still have it, I just have it as a dummy engine because I blew up the motor on it. Don't ask why. After I blew up the motor on it, I was like, you know, I really like Santa Fe, but I also really like Illinois Central, so why don't I do some sort of joint line thing, like the UPSF joint line, HO scale layout in Flora, Illinois. Amazing place. I will have a video out of that layout in the summer sometime. But I was like, why don't I do a joint line? And then I was like, well, why not just do a complete full-on merger idea? That would just make it 10 times better. So I came up with the Illinois Central Santa Fe Railway. It's 1995. Santa Fe is a small railroad. They are wanting to be purchased or merged with BN, so BN applies for a merger with Santa Fe to make BNSF, which obviously the engine has on it. And then Illinois Central applies for merger with Santa Fe. STB spends the next 6 months into 1996 deciding what they want to do, and they decide that the IC-SF merger would make for a more fair railroad compared to the other ones that were going to be around at the time, like CSX, NS, and Union Pacific. So, in a sense, Illinois Central Santa Fe was created, and a railroad, a golden era of modern railroading, and in essence was created from this. So this whole golden era started shortly after the railroad was created. The railroads in the 90s were starting to realize this was all obviously fiction. This is all a fictional story for the railroad. Amtrak was starting to actually make really good money off of their passenger service, and the railroads wanted their passenger service back, and there was a thing in the contract back from the 70s when Amtrak was created that if any railroad wanted to have their passenger service back, within the next 30 years, they were allowed to take it back under the correct circumstances, being this circumstance as one of them. So ICSF orders GB60Bs that are wide body and SD75Is that are wide body, and buys a bunch of old single level cars from Amtrak, which were most of were original Santa Fe cars, puts them together on a train and runs the Southwest Chief like they had, 30 years ago. That's a problem, but I'll mess with that later. But the Illinois Central people were like, hey, we want to do this with our train, so they order some for their own, and then they realize that these other railroads want to do this as well, so they create this pool system called PETX, or PTEX, I think it is, Passenger Train Enterprises, or something like that. I don't even remember what I called it, but they created, like, PTEX, and, sort of like Trailer Train, they were just a pool of these cars that any train could use. The train sets that they used for the Southwest Chief were kept in captive service their entire careers until they were aged out, and then in more modern times, as these Canadian cars are getting aged out as well, up north on the Canadian half of the world, they bought those old cars, rehabilitated them, and then put them into captive service on their trains. The 75Is and GB60BWs were used on those trains, and pretty much in this PTEX captive fleet passenger service, I can't talk, until about 2015, when they started retiring them for Amtrak P42DCs, which became the main power on the trains that Amtrak did not run. The only trains that Amtrak ended up running after most of the railroads took it over by 2000 was the Lakeshore Limited and the Northeast Corridor. Those were the only two rail lines that they actually ran, as well as some other minor ones like into Roanoke, West Virginia, and other ones that the railroads, didn't really want. And that's pretty much the whole story of the railroad. Check out the website that I made for a more detailed description of the railroad, because that was just a very, very light. There's a lot more details that go into this. I still need to add a lot of them as well. Even some of the ones I've mentioned in this video aren't on the website right now, so make sure you go check that out when you get done with this video. But anyway, I should talk about my rolling stock a little bit now. So let's do that. As you can see here, we have a B40-8W leading the train with a Canadian Pacific well car behind it, some other average piggyback flats sitting behind it, including this really cool one that I have, which has a bunch of 20-foot containers on it. Amazing car. I love it. There's only one at the train show where I bought it, so I'm really happy I was able to pick it up. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the train here. Have our CN Laser Intermodal Conrail Mercury containers and CP car here. Dash 840BW. Trailer train flat car over here. Gotta zoom out. This is a DRGW car. I don't know if you can really see that, but this is a DRGW set of cars I purchased. Very nice TP&W trailer on there. And then this one is a TTX car, more modern one. Very nice Santa Fe trailer, and a Milwaukee Road Preferred 45. And then lastly, we have a trailer train normal flatbed, similar to the DRGW ones over here, with a single Vermont Railway trailer on it. And then back over here, I have some passenger cars. This would be something similar to the passenger train that they used. Obviously, it is not in any sort of correct paint job right now. It's still in its original colors I got when I purchased the train. They're in Penn Central green. These are Concours cars, except this one. This is a Cato Concours one from the 70s. I have another one, but the wheel is broken out of it, and we're still trying to find the right parts to fix it, as it is a lighted car. I don't even know if the lights work, and I don't really want the lights to work because it pulls too much voltage off the tracks, but, you know. And then I have another dome car, coach, and then your obs at the end. And then I have a Santa Fe -9 over here, and then I'll get out some of the stuff in my tool chest here. These are pretty much all of the other stuff that I own. I will get into that in a moment. And this is why N scale is really, really hard to model. Because you're always derailing stuff you don't mean to. That's not good. So after that little endeavor, we got the Dash 9 pulling my short little passenger train here. It's not much, really. Just something I threw together to, you know, have some fun. I had the Dash 9 pulling because the throttle control on this engine is a lot better. It goes faster. And it's a lot more responsive than the other engine. The thing about this engine is that it's really, really good at going fast. Whereas the other engine is really, really good at pulling. So together they're a really nice combo, except for the fact that they aren't on DCC, so I can't really run them together. This one is great at pulling stuff, and Dash 9 is really slippery and goes fast. Which is kind of a tendency with 6-axles versus 4-axles in real life. But, yeah, this is just what happened on my little layout. I don't know if it's a coincidence or not, but I don't know. Anyway, kind of going a little slow. I'll speed it up a little bit here. So yeah, I got my Penn Central passenger train here. I like this engine a lot more leading because it's got ditch lights on it, and the ditch lights just look really, really sick on this engine. I wish the other engine had it, but it doesn't, so. Yep. I will go ahead and get out my other train that I have. It's all in here. It's a freight train that I use periodically. So maybe we'll even get to do a little bit of sweeping. So we'll just have to wait and see. Alright guys, it's been about 2 days since I last filmed a video clip for this video, and as you can see here, I ended up adding a third track in that was just barely long enough for the pig train. I also got a nice box car in there. It's a sort of generator car on that train, and then I have a small little freight train here in this track. So I thought I would show you guys that. So I've got some Santa Fe Super Shot Control cars, a normal shot control car, Santa Fe grain car, well, 2 of them, one around side, FGE solid cold car, and then a CP rail reefer as well on the end here. And I say, now that we've got enough trains in the yard, why don't we just go out and run some? So we're going to use the Dash 9 today to run our trains. So yeah, let's get going. Also, something I thought I should bring up here, I have the USFR-3 from Microtrains, honoring our first responders here. This year it was Emergency Medical Services. This was a car only available for members of the National Model Railroad Association, and I recently got some of these cars from one of my friends who didn't want them in the scale, so who is part of NMRA. Wait, National Model Railroad, yeah, NMRA. I always feel like there's an H in there, but he's a member of NMRA and had all of these cars, so I have this one, I have the red one, and then if they had one the year before that, I don't have it, but I thought it was a 4-year. This was the second year of the 4 years. At least that's what I heard. I don't know if that's true or not. So, if you guys know, let me know in the comments down below, and I will make sure that I say the right thing in the next video. Anyway, let's get to running some trains. You guys have seen enough of me. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to check out the link in the description for my website with all of my rolling stock, locomotives, all that stuff, as well as future layout plans and the backstory for the Illinois Central Santa Fe Railway. Thank you guys so much for watching again. Make sure you like, subscribe, do all that stuff. And also, thanks for watching to the end of the video. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you around like a donut.